Alright, that's two giant jobs out of the way in a row with the roller coaster that we just did and the motel, that's right. Yeah, we had the motel and the roller coaster. What's next? Solar system exhibit. Oh. Oh, okay. 3,500. This is even bigger. Guys, please. You don't have to make every level bigger after a certain point, right? More complicated levels, not bigger levels. To get kids into science, been upping the ante on interactivity at the Washington Museum, so excitement was through the roof at the opening of our all-new state-of-the-art solar system. There's one word we want everyone to take from their time in Washington, but that's amazing. Unfortunately, its opening coincided with the annual Great Chocolate giveaway in the town square, and within seconds we had 200 hyper kids running around putting their sticky paws on everything. Could you please help? I guess this might be our third two-part piece in a row. Why does it have to be so big? I guess it should be for the sake of scale, but a rocket trail, hanging platform, underside. How do we get up there? I guess there's probably a ladder. Yeah, there is a ladder. I'm probably going to have to actually use that. Oh, they haven't given me a scissor lift? Oh, that's rude. So the only thing I've got, unless there's something out here, nope, this is just the entrance. The only thing I've got is one of these annoying ladders that I can't put away. Wait, and I can't even put it around the sides or anything? Ooh. Okay, I could right-click it to put it down again. Gnome hiding up the top there. This is an interesting point. Can I reach this? Barely. So we'll use the yellow wherever we can. Oh, it reaches, but it doesn't really clean it, so we're going to have to use the red for this whole thing, I think. Because they won't let me put the ladder anywhere but on the sun, it seems. Which is an interesting choice. Here, turn on the floor. Alright, maybe we do that as well. Oh, it rotates. Of course it does. Ah, okay. I can then stand on, like, Saturn or Jupiter to do the walls. Ah, see, we're gonna use the map against them. Okay, first things first, let's just clear off a area here. We'll just pressure wash the sun real quick. Might as well be walking on the sun. We will be shortly. We should do all the planets, right? By rights, I should start from the top and work down, of course. But what we're actually going to do is, like, clean all of the planets and stuff. We'll get the sun out of the way first. And then we'll do all the planets. So then, on the time-lapse, they'll all be nice and bright and clean as we slowly move everything around to clean the walls. I should be able to, well, the next question is, can I reach the center of the roof even when I'm standing on the sun, I guess. Ocean Joyce. As you can see, the kids were as feral as you like, but wasn't the chocolate that sent them over the edge? Well, usually. It's the excitement of seeing the solar system like never before. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. This is just going to take so long. I hope that it's not hard to clean things at least, but even if it's not, it's just going to take so long. I've got to get right down the bottom of the sun as well. I mean, at least they didn't make the sun too bright to look at. You have to do it on top too. Okay. Well, we've cleaned a decent amount off the sides, so now we should be able to put the ladder on, and we won't be blocked from anything. Okay. I mean, it feels like it's taking a long time just to get started, but this is the sun, which is the largest feature in here, to be fair. Well, except for the suspended platform and the ceiling and the walls and all that. Yeah, this is going to take a while. I don't care what washer you're using, this is going to take a while. We might need to do the sides a bit more still. Focus about just getting what's on top. Why are there other footprints on the sun? Who else has been walking on the sun besides me? Okay. Well, I've almost finished. Right, so what am I missing on the sun then? Okay, this whole section here. I guess I thought from the ground that I'd be finding it easier to clean from on top, but it's actually not. It's just too big. Yo, sun, could you just be a little bit smaller, please? Could they have made this thing like half the scale? Okay. Okay, well, there's the sun. Good. $85 just for cleaning the sun. Right, well, who's next? Well, there's Venus, Earth, Moon. Mars is over there. There's Mercury. There's Mercury. Okay. Don't know if you're in retrograde or anything, but... big handprints on Mercury. Okay, there's Mercury. Venus is next, usually. Your Mars. Here's Venus. The one that's basically the same size as Earth. I love the... I don't know if it's how much theory it is, or if it's just a kind of thought experiment sort of thing. I like the idea of... I think maybe there was in a sci-fi book or something that Venus and Earth had previously been a paired planet system. But the moon came in and struck Venus and sent it cartwheeling off and left Earth to be by itself with the moon. I can't remember what series that was, but... Oh, the moon spins when we hit it. Okay, that's fun. I like that. I do like we get the classic cross-section. Ooh, nice. Ah, dings. Ah, lovely. Clean all the parts of the Earth. The continents. Oh, they cut right through where Australia... Seriously, guys? Seriously? This cut right through New Zealand. Thanks. I mean, I guess at least they put us on the map. There's that, but... Really? Like, you could have cut a little bit closer this way. Yeah, you'd lose Alaska, but so what? Like, you could have cut through here and kept New Zealand. That's just rude. Okay, and then hit us with an extra bit. On the top of the moon while I'm up here. I do like that the moon spins, so that makes it a bit hard to clean. Oh, spin around. How fast can we get it going? Not any faster than that. Okay, well, there's the moon done. Earth, Earth's moon, Mars. There's Mars. Some kid took... see, now I missed what she said, and I don't think I can see it again. Well, I guess I'm glad that I'm recording this so I can see it on the highlight, because I don't see where I see my message log. And I missed her saying something about a kid in the moon. I do like that there was, I wasn't expecting her to say anything because we're only at 3%, but because it was something to do with the moon. I like that, more responsive text, I just wasn't prepared for it. There's Mars. Jupiter, I think, is next after Mars, right? A track called Atmosphere, that's quite appropriate. This rocket trail is a little bit annoying here. But it does give me a ramp to get up closer, so there's that as well. Oh, speaking of rockets, The Void. Piece of music from Civ Call to Power when you reach the space age or whatever. Well, that's apt, isn't it? Since I'm not allowed to put the ladder on, can't believe they just didn't give me a scissor lift in here. I know why. Because of the rotation. Because they wanted everything to be able to spin around. Like, to move around. Presumably everything moves at a constant rate as well, like that doesn't reflect planetary orbits, because otherwise Jupiter would crash into everything. So they must all move at the same rate. But if you put scissor lift or something down on the floor, it wouldn't move, so everything would just crash into it. That's why. So because they wanted to make it the interactive moving exhibit, we only have the ladder that only goes on the inner platform that presumably doesn't move. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. Well, that's a lovely reflection there. Okay, there we go. I was about to say, what's not clean? There we go. So, Jupiter, Saturn next, right? Saturn all the way over here. Oh, with rings as well. Okay, cool. There's another one that we can jump on as well. And there's actually, the satellite there might be useful to get a bit of extra... You know, this is perfect for doing things around. I do love this idea of a big interactive exhibit where you can stand on the rings and climb on the planets and stuff like this. Is a wonderful idea. Can I get one of these near where I live, please? Some giant polished marbles. I should probably do the rings as well, right? Or not, I mean I could have done them as I walked on them later to get up and climb things, but I'm here now. Okay, this isn't as appropriate a piece of music, but I do kind of feel it fits the vibe. that's the tops of the rings all done anyway. I do like that I can kind of see the seam as I'm cleaning it, that it's not just one big ball, it is actually in sections, but to clean it, it's only one piece. So, yeah, I kind of like that you can see the like, facets in it. It's to do with the model, I'm sure. I've constructed it not as a spherical model, probably so that they can get the textures to sit nicely. But in some reflections, it's an interesting take, because that's kind of how you would construct it in real life, right? It wouldn't just be one big bit. So, out of presumably what they've done for, like, development necessity, I feel they've actually achieved a bit of extra realism. There we go, so it's satin done. Do some rings as well. Hard to do that outer bit. Yeah, I think that the outermost layer is going to be the most annoying to actually clean properly. Probably not going to get that bit done. We'll think that everything's done, but that won't be. Oh, especially since it does actually have a sort of edge to it that we won't have finished elsewhere, probably. Who knows, maybe they'll be generous. Let's just get underneath and clean the rest of these. There we go, Saturn's rings. Who's next? Uranus, right? Yeah, there's Neptune. Fairly sure Neptune's on the outside. Uranus is on the inside here. Also has nice big colourful rings. Doesn't get quite as much kind of attention as Saturn and its rings, but yeah, they're not as grand, but cool colours. I always liked Neptune. It was a neat piece of trivia at the time when Pluto was officially considered a planet. I'm guessing Pluto does not make an appearance in here. One of the things that kind of disqualified it from being considered a planet, I think, as well, is that it wasn't always the outermost planet. In fact, a lot of the time, Neptune was the outermost planet, because Pluto had a non-circular orbit. So it's one of the things that kind of disqualified it as being considered one of the major planets. I still kind of disagree, but whatever. Those things that, yeah, technically, but come on, guys. Give them a break. Got the ring before the planet. The planet does not want to clean. There we go. Okay. And Neptune. I did like someone making the point that the world seems to have gone to crap conveniently similarly timed to when you declassified the planet named after the god of the underworld. Was that really a good idea? Or maybe it's more a correlation with the release of the game Hades, I don't know. Getting right around the back here is annoying. Oh, does starting the thing spin the planets as well, I wonder? Feels like that would be dangerous. I mean, it feels like it would be dangerous regardless, but it's meant to be an interactive thing and you've got people on stuff, but then it all moves and rotates and everything. Okay, it must do, right? I think it must. Otherwise, this is going to be a real pain to try and clean. Right, where's the button? Does it spin? Doesn't look like it spins, but it's now in a more open... Oh, I could spin it, I could rotate it all the way around so that it's at the entrance. And then it would be easier. That's fine. I can get to it from here now. It's just, it was up against a pillar before. Okay, what am I missing? There we go. Yep, G. Oh. Cosmic ordering in the solar system job. Clean the sun and then all the planets in order. Oh, I've been a good little boy and doing things exactly what they wanted. That's funny. I mean, it just looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So that's the achievement for the level then, I guess. It's just as well I didn't clean the button first, because I was going to do that. Please do not use unless authorized. Yeah, you put a big red button in and then say don't use unless authorized. Good luck. I'm going to guess there's not going to be any other achievements for the levels, so we'll just start cleaning some of these other bits and pieces. I just want some dings, damn it. Yes, that's the control console done, and there's the central area. Well, there's all the pedestals that we didn't clean. I wonder if it would have mattered. I wonder if we'd cleaned all the pedestals as well as the planets, would that have been a problem? I hope not, because that would be rude. I could imagine people... My thing just clipped through the bottom, so it's not actually cleaning anything there. It's spraying behind me. Devs? There's like a little translucent sort of thing underneath here as well, it seems. This is a funky exhibit. What's the green stuff? I thought they just had chocolate or something. What's with the green stuff that's down here? Do I want to know? Once again, maybe I don't want to know what it is. This is morbid curiosity at this point. I wonder, would it be more fun to set it going and just leave it going while I clean everything else? That would be the other... That's the other question. Would that be too difficult to then clean everything else? It might be fun. It could be fun. It could be fun. Might be a bit annoying when it comes to cleaning the walls and stuff, but... I should set it going while I'm doing all of the stuff that doesn't move, right? Yeah, why am I not doing that? Come on, let's... Turn on the floor. The whole thing is going to be spinning the whole time. Because, like, when I was down on the floor, like, everything else is... It's static in relation to where I was standing, so it doesn't make it any more difficult to clean the planets or anything. So I could have had it running the whole time. It's going to be all jerky on the time-lapse though, isn't it? It's going to look a bit ugly. Oh well, that's kind of their problem, not mine. I like the time-lapse thing, but I feel they've not implemented it as well. I feel it was better in the first game. Maybe it's no different whatsoever. It feels like... It feels quicker. It feels like it's too rushed. And you just kind of get weird stuttering and ghosting and stuff with where your character has been. Okay, glass dome, nearly finished. Just put it near the ladder. And then we've got the barrier that we need to do from the outside. Not really a dome, is it? It's more of a glass platform, I feel. It's underneath where my ladder legs are. Hopefully that's not going to bite me. Doesn't seem like the safest thing to rest a ladder on. What am I missing? I should be able to tell. It's glass. I can see a few uneven bits around the place. Yeah. Oh, maybe also just like right at the edge as well, next to the barrier. I haven't gone all the way to the edge consistently. It was the edge, the bezel around the outside. Okay. Cool, so now central barrier should be the exterior of this. I should be upstairs doing the top bit as well. Oh, the barrier's in sections. Okay, that's also really nice. So I get multiple things. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We can take some time to read some of the exhibits later. But for now, let's just focus on cleaning the damn thing. See how much we can even get done today. Unfortunately got to an awkward position where I'm like halfway through a job and then want to finish it the next stream. But the next job is also too big to do in one, or the remaining part of the session. So then I'm constantly chasing. So I have a hard cutoff today, even more so than I did yesterday. Central wall. Just when I think I've finished it, there's another section yet to do. And another one after this, in fact. Everything about this map is just bigger than I expect. There we go. Cool. Alright, let's go up. And, well, for one, we need to know that we can clean the roof. Kind of. Like, just. This is the highest point. You could put it on the red. Okay, why does it still look yellow? I changed it to red. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's just the light. It's like, I'm sure I changed it to the red nozzle, but it still looks yellow. A more powerful washer or a longer extension would definitely make this bit a bit quicker. It does say dome ceiling, so I assume it's... But it could be like going up to a flat piece of ceiling. There we go. Whatever it is, it's done. That's the main thing. Yeah, that's becoming too far away. But if I stand up here, is that now too far away? Kind of. It's awkward, sort of in-between distances. Okay, it's closer on this side of things, but... I mean, that kind of works out for how to clean it as well. Now I'm wishing that this suspended platform was spinning. I can see I've got the constellations. Oh, Taurus constellation star. Okay, well, just as well I've got. Hopefully, there isn't another achievement for cleaning the constellations in order or something. I was thinking of doing that. We'll do the rest of them order. I just happened to wash over a star and cleaned it. Like you can make all the excuses you like about the kids and stuff of making the exhibit dirty down the bottom, but you've got no excuse for what's up on the roof. That's so much still to do. So I've been working on this ceiling for ages. Oh, I feel it must be halfway around. Maybe, barely. Yeah, barely halfway around. Is the gnome looking at anything in particular? Hinting at anything for the lore? He's kind of staring at Ophiuchus. Somewhere between Sagittarius and Ophiuchus. I don't recognize Ophiuchus. You don't exist, do you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The missing 13th constellation. Or like Zodiac constellation. Alright, is that trying to tell me something? I don't know. Ophiuchus. Is that meant to be a pun? Am I just stupid? I think I'm just dumb, chat. I mean, OF is kind of what I think about how big this map is. Definitely OFU. Come on, dome ceiling. Almost done. Please don't be annoying about needing to get every little bit. Ah, there we go. Good. Whew. It's dome upper ceiling. How about we have dome upper ceiling and then dome lower ceiling? Almost accidentally cleaning another star. Well, let's clean this Ophiuchus first, shall we? And then we'll work our way... Actually, they're not even in order, are they? Well, I guess it depends on what order you think they should be, but... Where's Aquarius? Cancer, Gemini... Taurus, I can't remember what order they are. Aries... Oh, Aries, Pisces... Okay, it's in, like, reverse order. Is it? Because Aquarius is, like, February or whatever, right? Is it even in order? I can't even remember what the order is. Oh, who cares? I'm going to do Pisces first because that's my sign. I don't care about such things, but it is what it is. There we go. Pisces constellation done. Except for the... Apparently the connecting bits aren't done properly. There's some weird angles that I haven't done. Oh, there we go. Pisces constellation +1. Oh, nice. Cool. Well, that's that. Now, next one to do would be Gemini over here. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. There we go. Oh, and I got the constellation at the same time. I was thorough enough this time. Just clean the bits in between as well. Okay, I've got to stand right at the end of the edge of the platform to be able to get these bits reliably. But I can get them. I don't need an extension, so... Challenge is still on. That's the thing is, especially when it comes to the fact that the soap is so OP if we needed it all. The only challenge part of this is like it's less about starting tools and more just short extension. But specifically short extension with the starting washer. Because otherwise, like, the short extension with a more powerful washer would be less of an issue, right? I'd have been able to reach the roof a lot more easily if I was using a higher powered washer, even with just the short extension. So is Sagittarius when it's at home? I'll clean a bit more around mine as well. Aquarius, Capricorn, Sagittarius, here we go. Next to where the gnome is looking. I do like that they have all of these as separate things. Like, that's a really fun idea. Having the... Like, I don't care about zodiac signs as such, but this is great for the dings. There we go. Got the constellation before we even finished the stars. Right, now for no reason in particular. Where's Virgo? Here we go. One? There we go, this constellation. And then around here we've got where's Scorpio? This is Scorpio, right? No, that's Taurus. Which one's Scorpio? Leo. Ah, this one. Probably the one that actually kind of looks like a Scorpion, I'll give it that. So I believe if I remember rightly, that's Mum's technically her sign. Okay. And then Aquarius is Dad's. This thing is kind of backwards because that's February and March is me, which is to the left when I would expect it to be to the right. But hey, maybe we don't do things in that order. Also, maybe this is how it actually looks in the sky. I don't know enough about how the things actually appear. We appear to be missing something on the actual constellation rods themselves. Oh, there we go. Just needed to stand closer, I think. Cancer is my brother. Saying it your brother is a Cancer really doesn't sound very kind, does it? Did they really have to call it that? The disease, that is. The constellation being around a lot longer. Oh, 20%, finally. Feel free to enjoy the exhibits and have a nosy at the info while you watch. I was going to anyway, but thanks for your permission, I guess. That's all you had to say at 20%? Really? That's it? Telling me something that I was already going to do? Whatever. Okay, well, what's next? I think we did one of Taurus already, didn't we? So let's finish this one off. Ding, ding, ding. I mean, I love that it's an opportunity to get lots of dings all together, that's for sure. Oh, the ceiling is separated. Lovely. I like to see that. It is done kind of partition. Let's just do all of this then. Are we even going to see us, like, where's the not cross section, where's the time lapse going to be looking from, I wonder? Are we even going to see us doing things up here? Oh, well, it'll just be spinning around the whole time. Nope, there's the constellation done, and the stars. Excellent. It does actually get a little bit hard to reach right to the bottom over there. But not impossible. Could have chucked a few other constellations in as well, like Crooks is an important one for the southern hemisphere. It's our Southern Cross. It's like the Dipper or whatever. I'm amazed Orion wasn't one of the Zodiac. Like, how does such a significant looking constellation. How did that not make it the cut? That's one of the easiest ones to see. Maybe it's a Southern Hemisphere prominent one. So we see it really clearly most nights. Get Aries out of the way as well. Why not? There we go. Right up to the point where I can feel myself kind of walk down a little bit, so I know I'm right on the edge. I'm going to be pleased when I finally complete one of these ceiling sections, that's for sure. What are you, Capricorn? We'll finish off the other constellations as well, shall we? Let's give them a bit of a fair run. Very low down. Is that representative, presumably? I'm going to bring up the sky map app on my phone again. It's a bit too cloudy here for sky gazing anyway. Cool, that's that one done. Work our way up. And let's work our way down. Almost a quarter of the way there. This is such a huge job. They could have made it like 50% to this scale and it still would have been impressive. But things would have been a little bit easier to reach. I know that's not the point. Was I tripping over the gnome? I was. I was wanting you to stay sitting up. Oh. Can we make you stand up again by tipping your hat on this, perhaps? Ooh, a bit too far. Kind of. How am I going to make it so that you stand up properly? Nope. You just need to grab him when he's kind of mid-rock. Then just do like that. There we go. Cool. Because I was going to place you, if I can. Can I place you in the earth? No. Never mind then. It was a fun idea, but... Staring at the sun. By the big red button. Staring at the sun. Turns out that's curved. Okay, never mind. There we go. Now, are you going to stay up? Yes, okay. So, not there, but maybe... here? There you go, sunbathe. You can sunbathe. What constellations have I not done? I haven't done the fake one, and I haven't done... maybe not fake. I just don't recognize it. Let's do Leo then. You look at that and you think, how is that a lion? Maybe some of the other minor stars that are kind of behind it help the imagery, but aren't part of the major constellation features. I don't know. Maybe it looked slightly different however many thousand years ago. Who knows? Who have we got left? Libra. Libra we can kind of get being scales to an extent, I guess. It's got 2 parts to it at least. Scorpio definitely looks pretty appropriately like a scorpion. Like, I'll give them that one. Cool, there's that one done. I think leaves only the one that I didn't recognise. Ophiuchus, just quickly. Since we're learning here. Ophiuchus. A large constellation, one of the 48 listed by Ptolemy. One of the 88 modern. Alternative name was Serpentarius. That sounds cool. Lies between Aquila, Serpent, Scorpius, Sagittarius, and Hercules, northwest of the Milky Way. Okay. Southern part lies between Scorpius to the west and Sagittarius to the east. Scorpius to the west and Sagittarius to the east. Okay, so this is kind of the wrong way around, because I think of west as being left and east being right, but it depends which way you look. I guess if I'm looking at it like this, if I was down the bottom, then yeah, okay. Alright, so it is in the right place, and it is an actual thing. Interesting that they've chosen to include it, though, and not others. Pictures a man grasping a serpent. How biblical. In contrast to Orion, Ophiuchus is in the daytime sky and thus not visible at most latitudes. Other than for the polar region north of the Arctic Circle in the winter months. Huh. So it's kind of a little secret constellation almost. In countries close to the equator, it appears overhead in June around midnight in the October evening sky. Okay. Well, we learned something today. It's not one that I recognised. It seems like an odd inclusion instead of the likes of Orion or something, but it's just how they wanted to fit things in, I guess. So, hey, we've got room for one more. Is that the sign for people born on February the 29th or something? But it's not visible. Not visible for most of the time does make it kind of act for something that only happens every 4 years, I guess. We can start working our way around these big panels now. And try and get these cleaned. Try and get that bit underneath there. I don't know if that's part of the same bit or like the next bit underneath, but... Oh, we can actually stand on that satellite to do all of that if we need to. That satellite's actually really well positioned for all of that. Cool, never mind. We can just stand on it and spray and it'll just carry us around. So I think we've kind of got two options with the rotating things. We can either just stand on it and clean as we go, as it rotates, and then we potentially get frustrated about missing specific spots. Or we climb on things while it's static, do what we can, and then just, like, rotate it slightly to do the next bit. Okay, well, that dinged anyway, so that's good. I think that was reasonably generous too. As you would hope. There's also that kind of rocket trail is also quite a good thing to stand on. Nice. Do a bit underneath Pisces. Pisces is depicted as being like two fish, but it looks more like a sea serpent to me. Yeah, it's just one big long thing. Last ceiling section, I think. I wonder if it'll give me a group for dome ceiling or if they're all ungrouped. This one. This one has a lot more that I haven't done. Oops. Saturn looks so cool going around. You know what, while I'm here, I should probably get some of the bits of satellite. I guess that standing on it will work as well. See, we got the ding on the others, but that's because we had done a bit of this, so maybe we'll do a bit of this around the bottom just in case that was actually required. 30%, no further speech. On these really long, like big maps, okay, you've gone to the effort of making such a huge map for us to do. The least you could do is have something said, like every 10%. Surely. Okay, well that's all the dome ceiling bits done, seems. I can tell anyway. What's wrong one? Yeah, dome ceiling is not classified. Neither's hanging platform, it seems. Oh, that's a bit rude, isn't it? Satellite is a section. Oh, okay, the planet displays are like pedestal. At least it didn't make us do all of those as part of the, yeah, even Central Walk Plaque as well as part of the sun display. To get the achievement, we didn't have to do all of them at least. See, the floor, the walls, the ceiling. Those are the really big bits left to do, funnily enough. Okay, well, let's do these poles, I guess. Good. We've done that bit. It's not making us do the outside of them. In fact, it's being quite generous, really. Out a bit here. We should probably actually go round, like, anti-clockwise, looking down at the floor to do all of that. Cool. That's all of the poles, I think. So... let's go around this way. I want to make sure that we're getting a good angle on the bit that goes down. Just to make sure that we're going to get as much of the outer edge of that as possible. The underside we're going to have to like stand on the satellite or something, I suspect. How much more is there of this thing? Okay, we're almost there, almost around. Once again, it was so much bigger than I expect, every single piece that I do. That's the outer ring done. It would have been nice if the blue bits were like hanging platform trim. And in fact even like hanging platform outer trim and inner trim so that we knew the difference. That would be really, really nice. I mean, they're different colours and everything, and there's even like a little lit as well, so it feels like not too much to ask. Hanging platform outer trim, hanging platform inner trim. Come on, guys. You could also have it sectioned up around where the poles are too. I feel like there should be a beam that goes across that connects the inner and outer trims, and you'd have hanging platform beam 1, 2, 3, 4 that goes round where the poles are. It'd be nice, just saying. Just little things like that. Once again, nitpicking at the game. And once again, in my defense, if you're gonna give me such a big map to do and plenty of time to think about things, I'm going to nitpick. I guess they expect that people will play this while watching a show or something, and therefore not be as mentally vacant. Unoccupied. Hyperfocus. Not really what I have of this game. Definitely apt for Satisfactory, not so apt for this. This is more an unfocused sort of game. Well, I don't know, bit of both. Depends how engaging it is. At the moment, doing this sort of stuff, not so engaging. We can see bits around there. Okay, so let's now do this around here. Oh, hanging platform's just done. Okay. There's not underside? There must be. There is hanging platform underside. Okay. Right, so there is upper and lower at least. We should probably stand up on this bit at least, so we're a little bit closer. Look inward at inner ring, and then we'll look out at the outer ring. Trip over the gnome again, probably. Let's go here. Standing on the sun, we can't actually see the underside. Unless we go down a little bit, I guess, but... yeah, then we can probably stand on satellite or something and get the other bit as it goes around. As long as we do a good enough job. Okay, now what do we want to stand on? Is that satellite right there? No, that's actually too high. Oh, we don't get a very good angle from there. Jupiter, maybe? No, I think maybe Lex of Venus actually might be the best. Maybe? Yeah, for the outer bit. Okay, for the inner bit, maybe we do actually just want to do it from where we were standing before, but... the outer track, this is a good little bit of extra elevation almost. Just need to turn our view a little bit here and there. Actually not too bad for all the way down as well, actually. Just focus on the outer part first, then worry about the inner part. If you can jump to Mercury, perhaps. It's not as tall, but it's a bit further in. It's not that much closer in, is it? It's quite a wide platform, so... actually have kind of more of a... it feels closer when we're facing this way instead. Which is interesting. Okay, well that's the outer part done. And it's like, does it move too fast for me to reliably do this part? It's not too bad, actually. It seems good. Yeah, I can see some hazy stuff that we are missing. We're just moving a touch too fast, I think, for it to be fully reliable. Like, we'd have to go over it just a touch slower. That just means it might take us 2 rotations to do instead of 1, that's all. That's fine. There we go. So we've done the heavy parts of that. Maybe just some bits were tougher than others, because it felt like at some points we really had. I guess we're technically further away when we're doing it like that. Whereas here, it was actually closer to us in some respects. So we actually cleaned things better. Kind of making things more difficult for ourselves by spinning the whole time instead of just doing it bit by bit as we are static, but this is more interesting. That's a tough bit. Okay, it's just... This was a smarter way of doing it the whole time. Okay, yeah, now we've got to go around and pick up all of the little bits that we didn't do well enough earlier. Like, there's that whole mess over here that we didn't do properly. I just stand it on one of the consoles. There we go. It's just fairly generous anyway. Alright, so that's the hanging platform all done, but that wasn't like a group. No, but it's all done. That's the main thing. Right, well let's do some of these now, I guess. Inside Earth. Shouldn't that be by Earth instead? Jason. What? Tuzo and Jason. Is that real? That doesn't feel correct. Jason! And then the gas giant planets. Only, where about Uranus and Neptune not considered gas giants for some reason? Aren't they? Aren't they also gas giants? Are they just gas not giants? Are they not technically big enough to be considered giants? Is that the thing? Oh, they're ice giant planets apparently. Okay. Fair. I suppose. I thought they were still gaseous, but... We'll do the consoles and then we'll go around. We'll ride it around. We'll ride the carousel. Quite sure why it has to be bright pink in the middle here, but I don't mind it. Exostellaris Industries. Okay, so it's sponsored by whoever runs that. Cool. Is that Blake Thrust's business, by chance? Did he disappear but is still bankrolling things that are useful? I wish more people would do that. Types of stars. Black holes. Yeah, we don't want any of those, thanks. Is that what that is? is that the dome? And terrestrial planets. Got a section for dwarf planets anywhere? No? No. Okay, that's sun display now done. We're going to be moving quickly across things, maybe we should be using yellow. Also, we can just move a little bit here and there if we need to. Or at least not on, like, a tiny platform or something. There we go, central floor. We want each of those bits to ding as we go past, ideally. Preferably without having to sidestep too often. Okay, is that one done? And then this one is pretty much already done, so we're actually going to run ahead a little bit because we were too thorough on this bit. And then this one, it looks like we were a bit lazy. I just have to backtrack a little bit here. Oh, it's by the button. Okay. Cool. Now it's just the central floor trim. Good. Okay, and then we've got Milky Way floor. I think we leave that pretty much to last, though, right? We're at 38%. We should try and do more of the roof, I think. What's going to be the best thing to stand on for doing some of that? Is Saturn too close in? No, that's about perfect. Extension on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and this is where we're actually moving around a little bit too fast, I think. I guess we just do it in short bands though, so it's just okay, we'll do the pink band first. And then we'll do the next band. It is annoying how we keep having to, like, twist our viewpoint. I guess if we were on something further out, we'd be effectively spinning slower. But this is a good angle, so we'll put up with it for now. If we miss little bits, then it's not too hard to catch up on another time. I feel like we're falling behind, though. Let's just go back to just doing the pink. Don't worry about the purple. Yeah, this would have gotten us the kind of bottom edge of the dome ceiling as well, if we needed to. The alternative would be actually just stopping it at various points. Oh, there we go. We're now at the point that we got up to, so we can just do whatever we can. Yeah, the alternative would be stopping at every kind of 8th or something and working our way around doing everything we can from that spot. Oh, 40%, there we go. There was lots I didn't appreciate about the solar system until I worked here. Fair. Just can't take it for granted, really, don't we? No idea in Earth's prehistory it collided with a protoplanet called Theia. Is that accepted, or is that just a theory? That feels like it's one of those, like, possible sci-fi theory things of how the moon came to exist, and that was the collision. I don't know if that one's actually accepted. It's been a while since I've been at school. I don't know what is now considered to be best working theories as opposed to postulation. So, who knows? I'm open to it. It's giving me some things to read afterwards, that's for sure. We've already learned about a different constellation that I wasn't aware of. My shoulder is getting sore from all of this. Let's just ride it around for a little bit. Maybe we actually stand up on here. This feels worse. Oh, this feels way too fast. Oh, I have it backwards. I was thinking, oh, the outside it'll be spinning slower. No, the outside has to spin faster, doesn't it? To catch up with everything that's on the same rate. Yeah, because it's got further distance to travel, so it actually has to spin faster to do the same distance as the inside ring. I think we might want to just stop this in order to clean things better. But it's fun this way. I think we go to plan B. I think we find the command console again. Actually no, we'll leave it spinning for a little bit longer. Because all of this stuff we can do statically. So we'll just clean the rest of the stuff that's on here. Like the solar panel, the satellite and stuff. Satellite wing here. We can do more of that from on top. Need to do all the planet like displays and stuff too. I guess we should do those last and do more of the big stuff first. Yep, so it's the satellite pedestal, do the other wing. This side of it at least. I think part of the problem is that our character model is static. So when we're like looking at, we're standing here and yes, we're carried around with it, but we're not like staying static. Like realistically, I wouldn't be spinning, but I'm spinning because it holds our orientation to be static, even though it would also be like I would be facing this direction and constantly facing this direction. I shouldn't have to keep correcting. My feet would not be twisting under me. So it's just a little bit of a problem with how they've got things set up, with how your character model is considered in relation to what you're standing on. The satellite wing apparently still has some things to do. Ah, it was just the join. Okay. The satellite still has some things to do. That's weird. What have I missed on the satellite? Oops. I guess we'll find out from the ground. Some interesting creases here and there. Oh, it's probably... Ah, it's the back. Of course it is. Yeah, there we go. Cool, well, that's the satellite done. We've got the credit for that too. Stop the exhibit again. Can I actually clean it from here? No, I cannot reach it from there. So I have to go up onto something like this. And then just clean what I can up here. Then I'm going to have to just jump down and start it again, and then jump back up and start, and yeah. It is going to be annoying doing it without it moving. It really is a compromise. You either have it kind of done scrappy as you go. Once again, a case of where the starting washer falls down a little bit, because if I was using a better washer, I'd be cleaning this quicker. So, it would be less of an issue. Alright, I guess the other difference is, or the other thing that I can do with this strategy is, rather than just focusing on the ceiling, I'll focus also on the tops of the walls and just do everything that I can from here. Yep, too far away. I mean, I can also use the red. Barely reaches the roof though. But I can use that for like touching up bits that I miss. To the tops of the pillars. If we try and position it so that Jupiter's in between things more evenly, because I'm like right next to the pillar here, which isn't great. If it was lined up with the lights, then maybe it would be better. Then we'd do like a half of a pillar. A lot of these I can do from the ground as well. Definitely easier to do it with a static platform rather than one that's spinning around the whole time. We can use the green. It's hard to tell if it's clean or not against the backdrop. Yeah, we'll do that from the ground. Right, let's spin it a little bit further around, shall we? We can also stand on Uranus and stuff too, though. We don't need to have the rings. It just needs to be a little bit of height, right? Yeah, like this works for the ceiling and stuff as well. And it's just a case of just making sure we've got something at each point. Maybe they've positioned things well enough that we've got one at each quarter, so we just need to rotate it a couple of times and we'll be able to get everything. Maybe. We can hope. This doesn't give us as much room though. Almost halfway, and then we've got the decision of do we call it at 50% to pick up another day, or do we push on a bit more? Because we expect the next map to also be big now as well, right? If it's not, great, but I fully expect the next map will also be another behemoth. And if so, then the more time that we have to be able to attend to that better. So rather than stopping this at 50%, we'll stop it when I get to the time that I need to finish my stream, which is more about 1 o'clock. It's about 45 minutes or so. So we'll see how much we can get done in that 45 minutes or so. So then hopefully next stream, we will have a little bit more time to do whatever map is next. Okay, yeah, this is slightly too far around. But it does give us something to work with. Yeah, we're not having to just rotate things around so that, like, Jupiter specifically is in a specific spot. We do have other planets to work with as well. So any of the giants allows us to get just close enough to be able to reach the ceiling more easily. And I guess if the spaces between are all equal, then we rotate them around just a certain amount so that they get in between the same amount. Is that going to work? I don't know. I guess actually, the biggest gap, we then want to turn things so that like Jupiter is in the biggest gap, so then we can reach the most from that. We'll evaluate things once we do a circuit of doing everything that we can. Because we've got Saturn next that we can jump on top of still. And, in fact, from here, I feel from Uranus I didn't really give it a good shot at trying to get all the way to the pillar. So we can at least do this side of it, it's like. Yeah, it's not bad. We're getting a good amount of this section done. Just need to be able to reach the other side of the pillar, that's all. We've got to be able to then do all the way, which we might actually be able to do. We might be able to reach all the way to the other side on this side too. Just. I want to finish this cornice. Okay. I feel I should be able to. Yes. Nice. Feels good to actually get a piece done from here. So, Uranus big enough to cover an entire section. If you get it, like, placed nice and in between. But then, that suggests the same for, like, the larger equivalents. So, Saturn and Jupiter should also be the same. They're just positioned a bit awkwardly. Well, Jupiter certainly was. That means we should be able to do this entire section over here. We won't be able to do the other half of the pillar. We can do this whole outer wall now. If we want to. Or we just leave that for later. I think it's a good opportunity though, to be honest, because it's not too close to the wall either, so we actually have a good opportunity to do that. Because otherwise if Jupiter was parked in front, it would be awkward to actually see the wall behind it. It's the downside. Yes, there we go. So that's one of the wall sections done. And then there's the wall base, so we'll be able to do just all of these bits on this section. Which is pretty nice to be able to get just like an eighth of the outer area done. Sweet. Okay, but then Neptune is too far around to be able to reach this spot here. Right, so Saturn and the satellite. A bit awkward. Kind of gets most of the way there, but not really. Good for this bit up here. The fact that Uranus lets do an entire section is quite nice, though. Okay, so the satellite isn't bad. The part of the problem is Saturn's just too close to this pillar here. Like, Saturn would be good for doing a whole section, I think, if it was in between. The problem is we've just got it right here instead. It's actually too close in some ways for to do the ceiling well. What a thing to have be a problem. very least wanted to get like the top of the pillar and stuff done as well. It really is just a case of do whatever you can from wherever you can get to. Then we'll spin things a little bit more. And then we kind of want to get Neptune into a small gap. Oh yeah, so this whole area around here we've got nothing. There's just no opportunity to get to high reaches at all around that area. So we're going to have to rotate pretty much around to the other half. How is it so filthy this high up? Are the kids just throwing things while standing on Saturn, I guess? I just want to just rotate things just a tad. Just to be able to pick up the slack in between things for the time being and get like half of it done and then worry about the bit further around where we've not been able to do anything. Alright. Because if we move it so that Neptune's like here instead, we'll be able to do the rest of that. And Saturn will be like in the middle there. Oh, Jupiter we could have done better from perhaps as well. Yeah, I think we can actually do a little bit more from here perhaps. Ah, this rocket trail is quite low on the side though. So, yeah, can't actually do much more. And then we get too high. Yeah, the rocket trail's actually rubbish. What's Mars like to stand on though? Can we reach much here? No, not really. Barely. I think rather than trying to do things like that, what we want to do is we wanted Neptune to be kind of over there, I think. So turn on. Then turn off, I think. So now Saturn is a bit more centered on there. Uranus is now here, so we can finish off this whole section by standing on the planet. With that part of that segment done, we'll have this part of this segment done, which I think will be... Yeah, this should be the whole thing, maybe? Or not quite the whole thing for this outer ceiling section. Make sure we're standing at the best spot. There we go. Lovely. And then we've got the cornice bit to do, which we should also be able to finish from here now. Nice, there we go, and now we can work our way down the pillar and the wall. The important thing is just getting the top part, because then we can reach more from the floor anyway. Actually, that's a good point. So if we like clean from the bottom going up, at what point does it become hard to reach? So we have an idea of where we need to go down to. Okay, we can almost reach the top actually from the floor. Turns out we can actually approach the cornice from the floor. We didn't need to worry quite so much about being on planets for that. It's more the ceiling section is the problem that we need the planets for. Pretty much do this pillar. Yep, there we go. There's the pillar done. Nice. Yeah, because we were able to do that whole section, and now we can do this whole section. Nice. Finish off the bottom of this pillar. And yeah, so from here, yeah, the problem is just the ceiling, right? We barely reach the ceiling. Even then we can actually scratch away at it with the red. Yeah, okay, we actually just got it. Alright. And then the cornice. I mean, we've got the planet here, we may as well stand on it, right? We may as well make our lives easier. We can actually do a lot of it from the floor. Oh, we've got all of these convenient step ladders rotating around. We may as well use them. There we go, there's the cornice done. Yeah, we can do the rest from the floor now. The pillar. Oh, we should do this bottom bit. Should do this part from this way, looking around here, and then turn around and come back to do the upright part, vertical part. That there, and then we can do the vertical part. Like so. Nice. Now this is where having the planet in the way is almost a bit annoying, actually. Maybe we don't bother about finishing off the sides necessarily until we've done all of the ceiling. So we keep rotating things around until we can do all of the ceilings first, perhaps. Right. This bit over here. It's really just about getting this bit here. Oh, there's the ceiling done. Can we just stand on the planet, please? Would that be easier? Yeah, if anything, it's now too close. Good problem to have. Jupiter, you're too big. A new job available, 60%. Tessa Borges. I'd like you to return to Detergento to wash one of our historic streetcars. When works. After I'm finished this. Finally, a job that isn't enormous. I mean, to be fair, that could still be a very big streetcar. But it looks like one that it will finally be a more technical job than one that is just vast. So that's nice. I appreciate that. Finally. I kind of hope that I also get a different job at 100% or something as well. We can have more than just one on the go. Or more than one potential target after finishing a job. Nice. Alright, so once again, this is more about just making our lives a little bit easier from the floor, but we can actually reach all the way up. But if we get it about halfway down, then that's just lovely. We're actually making decent progress on this now, I guess because the remaining elements are just these huge areas that we're just steadily washing away. Yes, it's large, yes, it'll still take a decent amount of time, but we were talking about how much time I had left on this session at like 48%, I think? And that was only like, what, what's the time now? Yeah, about 20 minutes ago, I think. So in 20 minutes, we've done about 12, 13%. It's not bad. Sounds bad. But for a job of this scale, believe me, that's not bad. Pillar done. I know I said I wasn't going to worry about the walls, but I mean I can see everything for this one right now, so I should probably just take advantage of that. Get this one done as well. At least round to the point that I have a giant planet in the way. I need to find a way to play this like left-handed or something. Give my right shoulder a break from all of this just constant twitching left and right all the time. Some sort of tennis injury. Okay, there's Jupiter. So why can't I go much further that way? Okay, Jupiter's there. Actually, it's not as much in the way. Because it's a bit further back. Nice. So this song's kind of got a repetitive beat to it, but I don't know, I kind of don't mind it too much right now. So it just keeps me going. I just wish the balancing was a bit different, like if the beat was a bit more in the background and you had more of the other music elements a bit more in the fore. Really like this rocket trail and stuff too, right? I guess I was focusing on just doing the outside things and then coming back to do the rest of the planet bits, but the rocket trail isn't a planet bit, really. And we get a chance to do some up-down motions instead of some side-to-side for a change, so you know. Get a slightly different strain going. Alright, got the rocket trail to the top. Now we need to do it underneath the whole way down. From the planet perhaps first. Alright, and then switch back to this, and that should get it the rest of the way down. I don't know whether doing this at the time of doing the planet would have been a problem in terms of finishing the, like, to get the achievement. Probably would, to be honest, which is a bit of a bait. That'd be a bit rude. So, oh, but it was right there. Mind you, cleaning Saturn's rings didn't disqualify it, so you'd hope that it would be fine. What am I missing on the rocket? It's like I've missed an angle or something. I thought I'd done everywhere on this. What have I missed? Ah, this angle. And there's the rocket trail as well. Cool. It's the rocket done. What other bits were there for us to finish off? So there's this. That is kind of slightly obscured, but not really. So that's fine. We can just work away at this. But our focus was meant to be on the like ceiling ends, pillars and stuff. We've got a good in on this bit of ceiling here now, I think. Nice. And then cornice. And the wall down to about halfway. we can get this ceiling bit, this section done up to this point, that'd be nice. Or is it, oh no, it keeps going all the way around, okay, fine. We're gonna have to rotate things for a lot longer to get them around to that side that we've just not really looked at all. Alright, well, we got that bit done, so that's good. Which means we should now be able to get this cornice bit done easily enough. And the top of the pillar, so that's this section pretty much done for all intents and purposes. Nice. This is going to be one of those ones where I get really close to the end and I'm going to be just out of time to finish it off this session. I'll be wanting to just push just a little bit further, but I won't have the time. What is our quandary? We've done everything on this top bit here, so we need to rotate things around to the point that Jupiter is about at this spot here now, I think. So let's start the rotation. So we don't want to just go, oh, Saturn's there, I can do that. No, because then we have to keep rotating it. But if we roll it around to the point that Jupiter is about there, it's going to take a little while, unfortunately, but so be it. Is there anything I can clean in the meantime? Kind of. Actually, yeah. Then I'll get distracted, won't I? So, we need to pay attention. Because where was it? We need Jupiter to be here. Okay, so let's just keep looking this way and cleaning this channel until we see Jupiter occupy that spot ahead of us. Coming around now. And about there. Okay, because the important thing here is getting up to do the ceiling. And then it'll be a case we might have to rotate things just another little half or something to get everything. But we've now given ourselves the best shot at this half of things. Right, now cornice as well, and the top of the pillar. Down to around halfway at least, and then the rest we can do from the ground no matter where things are. So then ceiling, this is going to be a bit low down, isn't it, probably? Yeah, maybe that's the thing, is that for the sake of the ceiling, maybe we did actually want to have it rotated back a little bit more, because that's too far away to get all of this now. I think we probably wanted it to be rotated a little bit further back so we'd have a shot at getting some of it from Uranus instead. Oh well, never mind. It's just because this one dips down so much here. Let's go as far on the planet as we can, perhaps. We can get this section done, pretty much. Not quite, okay. Well, we'll see what we can do from Uranus. We should have lined that up better so that, because we knew that we could get an entire section with Uranus, so that should have been lined up on like the entryway or something. Never mind. We can also just use the red to pick up anything later. It's just a case of making our lives easier to try and do it with the yellow as much as possible, because that has a wider track, but if there's just little bits to pick up, rather than trying to rotate things around a full rotation again. Because this is actually fine for doing the top of the wall there. It's just a bit of a nasty angle, but now we can just scratch away at this, and there we go. We've done that. Yellow is sufficient to do the rest of the cornice, I think. Maybe not quite. Or is there other bits that we've missed? Ah, of course, there's that facing. There we go, so we can do the cornice from there as well. It's just the bits that aren't quite there. But then we can also rotate it just a little bit further around so that we can pick up there. The problem is more that direction than this direction. Yeah, why am I concerned about this? This makes no sense because I can rotate it further. I'm an idiot. It would only have been a problem, a true problem, if it was stopping me getting things past where it had gone, not where it was yet to travel. So yeah, we can just do it another small bit to pick up the rest. Which we might have to do anyway based on wherever Saturn is. So we're just going to have to rotate things just a little bit more, purely so that we can get a bit next to the entranceway. And just park Jupiter right in front of the entrance or something. Walk in, bam, Jupiter in your face. Actually, that'll probably work out quite well. We do want something like Jupiter or something right in front, because we need to get this bit here as well, the alcove area. Because we know if we park Uranus like in the middle of a section that we can do wall to wall. Well, pillar to pillar, technically. Alright, so that's about all we want to do from here then. And then, yeah, we can't do that, but 70%, there we go. Don't know if you've cleaned it yet, but we've taken a slice out of Earth, so you can see the cross-section of the geologic layers. Yes, I did that very early on. Oh, Saturn's at a point that we've already completely cleaned. Okay, never mind. Right, so it is just, yeah, park Jupiter in front of the entrance now, basically. And those red blobs, can you see them? They're parts of Thea. No, they're not. Someone's been listening to some sort of cult thing, I think. Alright, so let's get that about there. So you walk in and bam, get clotheslined by a rocket trail. Important thing is that I can clean this part of the ceiling. Cool. And then cornice as well, while we're here. Well, I'm not going to be able to do 30% in 10 minutes, I don't think, unfortunately. Yeah, and this whole wall bit here we can just do... About half the pillars done now, I think. Another $50 for doing a wall. It is a fun kind of element that you do get paid as you go, and then just like a completion bonus almost instead. I did find that useful in, I think when I was playing through the last game like in early access. I think it got to like the subway level, helter skelter level or something, and halfway through the job I was able to upgrade my washer. Made a huge difference. No upgrading washers in this though. Just a few spots on the pillar here and there, it seems. Ah, it's down the, down the crease line, joins the wall. Cool. Outer wall base is apparently not done. I'm just getting lazy. Just getting a little bit sloppy, not lazy, sloppy. A little bit sloppy near the end of the stream. Yeah, can I reach all the way up there? If I stand on the ledge, and even though it's a pretty shallow angle, I can actually clean off the top of the wall pretty well anyway. In some ways it's better than looking straight at it. And this wall base is actually a couple of bonus outer wall and base bits because of the alcove. It's the entryway. Yeah. But this is the bit that I struggle to reach properly. So that's why having this here, if I can stand on it and not fall off, is useful. Oh, just let me get on. There we go. Yeah, so now I can do the top of the alcove a little bit easier. Probably would have been even better with sat in, but it's just how the rotation ended up that we had Jupiter to work with instead. Just work our way down that wall, just because it's easier rather than getting it from the ground. We do the emergency exit sign last or something, maybe? What do we think? Oh, alcove wall is like all 3 bits combined. That's weird. I was thinking alcove ceiling would be up top there. Getting ahead of myself because there's still bits of ceiling that I haven't finished. 75%. Definitely ticks up faster with these just large areas. The floor is going to take a while though, let's be clear. Got all of the display bits and the floor area. That's all going to add up. Maybe we do the rest of the alcove later. Because that's something that I can do. Even like I was thinking I'll clean everything that I'm worried about stuff spinning, and then I'll set it going again, and then we'll clean the bits that, like the floor I can clean while it's spinning, for example. The displays I can clean while it's spinning. And then we just get off and go into the alcove and clean all that. I guess we want to make sure that I've got 3 pieces left when I get to that point, so that I get a checklist, so I know to get off the ride. Not done a good enough job on this outer wall base, it seems. Where? Where is that? Okay, yeah, I was going to say, it looks pretty clean to me. Okay, so then this is, not quite in the right spot. Yeah. This might be too far away still. I was worried about the alcove, didn't realise there was still this bit as well, so we might want to move things around a little bit more still and not have Jupiter right in the middle of the entrance. Just so we can get to this last bit here. Yeah. That is the last bit though, so okay, let's just move that around a little bit, not have Jupiter right in the middle. Instead we'll have a bit of a clear spot Mars, in fact. Okay, that's good. Ah, I thought I turned you off. No, I thought I turned you off. Guess not. Well, that's annoying. This might be too far away now. I'll just use the red if I have to tidy it up. It's fine. Yeah, it didn't take my input when I pressed E. Stand on Mars and get it. Not quite. Fine. We'll do it the hard way. There we go. It's just the corny spit as well. Why is the light not cleaning? Good. There's the cornice, and then we'll do the pillar. And the upper walls we'll just do from here as well. This actually has some sticky stuff on it, that's a worry. I think I'm still cleaning it off well enough. One way to find out, and that's to stand back and try and clean the rest of the wall and see if it dings. There's the pillar. So what have we got in alcove anyway? We've got wall is done, and then we've got door, door, sign, and floor. Door, door, sign, and so door, sign, floor. That should be the three that would give me a checklist if I finish everything else adequately to that point. Well, let's just work our way, just slow and steady. What is this golden green crap that's made its way onto the walls? Seriously? What is this stuff? Okay, that's the wall done, that's good. And now let's get up on here and scrub away the top of the wall base. Oh, turn around and do flat sides. Almost finished the outer wall sections, I think. Is this the last bit? Not sure. No, it's definitely not. There's another big one over the other side there. Okay. Getting ahead of myself. Let's see if we can finish that off. Also just doing a bit of a floor trim just for the sake of it. I shouldn't really, that should be done later with the rest of it. Okay, so we've got more wall to do here. 80%, nice. The rest of Theia formed into the moon. Oh, is that the thing about that whole proto-planet thing? Is that, again, is that accepted or is that thing? Moons are made from the biggest chunks of a planet that had beef with little baby Earth billions of years ago. Yeah, I think that is kind of the idea, isn't it? So it was buried beneath our feet. I'm not sure about that part of it. I don't know. It's not like you can really know what happened, but it's a good theory. The fact that the moon is just so big, like proportional to the planet, like definitely does support that idea that it was another proto-planet. They just collided as they were forming. Just didn't know the name of it. It was called Theia, apparently. Doesn't really matter what it's called. It's the moon now. Like, why give it a different name instead of it just being like you know, the same name you give the moon, which is usually like Luna or whatever. So surely just that's what it was. It's Luna now. Respect it. Why are we dredging up its past of how it used to be a protoplanet that had beef with Earth and now it's the moon? Just respect the fact that it's now the moon, alright? Crucial point is that this, I think, is the last piece of wall now, I think? Maybe? Hopefully. I don't know if I'm going to get like an outer wall bonus when I finish this base. I hope so. And if so, that's a pretty good place to finish this session. And we'll pick this up after a break. No outer wall bonus. Okay. But I don't know if I was meant to get one or not anyway. And then Milky Way trim, we're just kind of skimming around hoping to get that complete as well. I probably need to look down on it more because there'll be the bit where it slides around. Yeah, I'll basically have to do this, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Got there eventually. Am I on the right track? Yes, I was on the right track. Okay, cool. So now, outer wall did not have a separate thing. Outer cornice light. Okay, we haven't done all the lights, it turns out. There's 4 lights we've not been able to do. And then it's all of the other planetary displays and alcove. Oh, there's door handles, so we won't get a thing. Maybe we should do the sign. I was thinking leave the sign till last, but no, we'll do the alcove floor last. Let's do the sign, so that way we know. There we go. There'll be 3 things left. Okay, I can see that you're not done. Let's go red just to make sure. Okay. And then that one is done. You are not. Not even slightly. I guess Saturn wasn't here before, so... You're also not done. Yeah, these are the bits the planets were not before. That one's done. You're actually done, interestingly. You're done. Oh, the one above the alcove was not done. Okay, there we go. So that should be all of the lights done. Yeah, so Milky Way floor and all the planetary displays still to do. Through the magic of editing, they will be done in but a moment. But for now, we're actually going to stop stream and pick this up next time.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay. Instruments of the Arcane. Well, how about the washer? Just like that, we're back and we're ready to wash again. Everything's reset back to its original positions. So the planets are kind of in the way. They're all clean at least. It's just the 9 Milky Way tracks and all of the displays. I think maybe we just start with all the displays and finish those off. Because we did the planets first, which was an achievement if you're keeping track. But we didn't do all of the holders. So there we go, pedestals. So we do the pedestal and the display. Oh, no Mercury facts, just a label. That's a shame. Okay, that's the Mercury display done, so we're going to get a little P bonus for each one of those that we do. Venus was around you. You look to be Venus? Yes. Come on, little Venus. That's a song by a New Zealand band that no one will know. Venus by the Feelers. Look it up, good song. It's probably a song for pretty much every planet except probably Uranus. Oh, there we go, the edge of the pedestal. So that's the Venus display done, and then third rock from the sun. Great show back in the day. Oh, we hadn't done Earth's crust, apparently. but I still remember getting the achievement for... So we just had to do Earth, but not the inner sections, because we hadn't done the crust. Interesting. Well, that's just as well, because otherwise I wouldn't have even realized. Cool. I would have been mystified when I came back and looked to see what things I missed. There's the Earth display done. And then that's Venus, we want Mars. The Mars is so much smaller. Venus is almost exactly the same size. That got a bit intense, didn't it? Oh, we got the asteroid field. I get that that's between Mars and Jupiter, but that makes it seem like it's really close to Mars. Let's get underneath Jupiter. Hopefully this isn't heavy or unstable. I'm imagining some sort of Indiana Jones style scene. Okay. And this will be the other side. We did the rocket and rocket trail when we were going up to clean the ceiling, I think. Saturn. Can't get too close without being head bonked by the rings. Do I need a lower angle? Yeah. Lower angle on the pedestal. Good. Saturn display. Done. Uranus. Still just doing them in order because why not? And then work inside out on the floor. And try and finish around where the alcove is, I guess. That'll be the bit that I couldn't reach because of the rings. Uranus display. And Neptune. Yeah, Neptune displays. That should be all of the planets now. Milky Way floor and alcove. That's it. Nice. And it considers it targeted now. Where's the front? There we go. So from here, we just work one way or the other. Doesn't matter which way we go around, we're just going to work our way from the inside to the outside, finish around the point of the door so we can just straight away do the alcove door and handle and stuff. And then we're done. Make sure I get the track. There's some footsteps. I haven't noticed anything like spectacularly strange hidden in the level or anything. No weird graffiti from the kids that were apparently getting their grubby mitts everywhere on some school trip or whatever. That was the premise of this map. floor isn't too hard to clean either, thankfully. Interesting that they have... Oh, I guess... Does the floor remain static? I was just trying to think how they do this. I was thinking the panels around the floor rotated? They must, though. Surely. How do the platform, like the plaques for each planet, how do they remain with their corresponding planet? Some of them don't look like they're even coming up out of a ridge in the floor. So do the floor segments all turn? Does the whole thing turn? I'm just trying to figure out why it's sectioned up the way it is. Do they have the planets in the middle of this line? And obviously it's the orbital track, but does it move around inside that, or is it the whole floor that shifts? I'm going to have to set it going again. I would assume it's the whole floor that shifts, right? So that way everything remains in place. Rather than the floor being static and them just moving around on the tracks. I'm overthinking this. Again. It's just a floor that spins. It's just a giant record. That's all it is. I would have preferred to leave all of the planet bits until last, to be honest. But it did look cool having them clean and whizzing around when you set it rotating. Yeah, they do have the asteroid field a little bit too close there. Maybe they're trying to represent the orbital patterns. They're not really in scale though. It must be like a decreasing logarithmic scale or something, because the gas giants are much further away. So I'm sure Earth and Mars should be closer together. I'd have just made them even, to be honest. It's just they haven't left much room for the asteroid field to live, and then it makes it look like it's way closer to both Mars and Jupiter. And it's actually quite a long way between the two. I don't think it's quite that dense around the whole solar system either, but yeah. Is this my favourite game? Not as such my absolute favourite. I have other favourite games. It's hard to just choose one, you know. There's all those questions about, oh, what's your favourite movie? What's your favourite song? What's your favourite album? Or whatever. I don't have singular favourites. I have a whole laundry list of favourites. Some of which I've barely played, as well, compared to how much I would want to. The Persona series is some of my favourites. 4 specifically, but it doesn't stream so well, so maybe when they remaster it. But then I keep thinking that. I thought that I was going to play through Persona 3 Reload. And I haven't got around to it. So, well, started and then stopped. You've got to really, like, get into it, right? And I stream too irregularly. But I do love the power washing games. The first one I played through multiple times. Early access. Full way through the career as a basic washer challenge. Only using the very basic stuff. Essentially the starting equipment, but with the extra long extension, because that's mandatory. On one of the levels, so you cannot complete it without it. And then again with the most expensive one after I then bought everything after I finished. And then the sequel only just came out a few months ago, I want to say. I'm not sure. I don't think it's that long out. So I'm working my way through with the starting tools on this as well. You do start with 2 washers, so I'm able to use a slightly better washer. and you get the short extension. You also get soap, which is overpowered, so I'm refusing to use it much, but it's a challenge. So I've probably got about 40, 50 hours in this so far. I haven't actually looked. I don't usually look at how many hours I've put into a game until I'm nearly finished it. Do I like horror games? No, I do not. No, don't really get the appeal of horror games as such. And you know, speedrun, or have speedrun Subnautica, which some people think of as a horror game, but I disagree, so... To me, jump scares aren't horror. Like, you can have elements of a game that are maybe fear-inducing, you could say? Like a jump scare or something, or just, yeah, unexpected things happening. But to me, a horror is more... It's deeper than that. It's like more of a psychological response. And that just doesn't do anything for my anxiety, so I'd rather not. I play games for enjoyment, not to make myself feel things. What am I missing on this? I must have not quite done a good enough job on this piece of floor, probably because it makes... There we go. The asteroids make it hard to see where all the dirt is. Let's recenter ourselves and start from here again. We're just going round and round in circles. This is just NASCAR, the cleaning game at this point. And then we've got a streetcar as the next job. So that'll be a lot more exciting. Be a bit more technical, I hope. Not as just big, preferably. We'll see how much that rewards, but I would expect it is not as large as this. You can tell the size of a map on this by how much they pay you to do it, pretty much. And this one paid 3,500 compared to just like a few hundred for some smaller maps. Fairly sure this is the biggest one that I've had to do so far. Can I ask you something if you don't mind? You can always ask if it's for a follow or for any financial stuff. The answer will be no. If it's just an elaborate scam. But my policy is generally that anyone can ask a question. Asking if you can ask a question, well, you've already asked a question. So you just come out and ask the question. I mean, if it's a personal question, then maybe preface that, but even then, it's like, well, if you're curious and you want an answer, you just ask the question, and people will decide for themselves if they want to answer it. In other words, it makes like it's almost like a blackmail contract. It's like, can I ask you something? It's like, sure, you can ask me something, and it's like it implies that if they ask you, you feel like you're obliged to answer. I'm generally not. I don't care. There we go, it's the custom art thing now. I do my own art. It's not very good, but I do my own art. I get the whole cottage industry thing around trying to do art for things, but then so many of it all just end up looking the same because you got the same people doing art for different streamers and stuff. I don't know, I strongly feel that part of the fun of the creative endeavour of setting yourself up to do things like this is doing as much of it yourself as possible. So yeah, maybe it doesn't get you out there as much, but I feel it's more authentic. And this is a hobby. So my budget is 0, and I have my own tools. If I did this full time, then I would care more about how my stream was represented, but then I'd also have more time to spend to do the art myself. So yeah. It would only be if I got to the point of being like a big professional or something and just did not have time to do things. Like, I respect getting professionals to do professional work. But this is amateur hour, and I am the amateur that does my own amateur work. Logo, mine. Custom emotes, mine. Though, derivative. What am I stuck on? Oh. I'm stuck on the rings again. My ears are ringing. Alright, and that does that band. Okay, I was actually pretty generous. It didn't matter if I missed a few things, I suspect. This has the groove around the outside as well. That, yeah, need to be careful to kind of spray along. I guess if I get to the other end and find that it hasn't dinged for me, then I just go around the outside, spraying directly down into that outer channel, because that's probably where it still needs to be cleaned. Okay, yeah, but didn't ding, so that means I'm going to have to do this around the outside. There we go, cool. So then alcove floor. Ding. Door. Not sure I like the handprints on the door like that. Was someone trying to get out and couldn't? There's the door. Speaking of horror games. Maybe this was secretly a horror game the whole time. I don't think so though. There we go, job complete. New items in the shop. Okay, this is a big one. I'm back to 2,000 P points again. I'm going to have to buy a bunch of stuff. I've forgotten to buy furniture. Yeah, okay, it just looks chaotic with the planet spinning around on the time-lapse because it is me incrementally moving it to clean the ceiling and stuff. And then round and round and round, and boom. Can't wait to show the kids some proper concrete science. Venus's retrograde rotation, the moons of Jupiter, and the imminent visitation of our feline planet X overlords. Ah, yes. Proper concrete science. Let's go to home base. Let's take a look at some furniture and buy some, because I've been getting far too much. And there's a 2,000 point cap, which I discovered some time ago. I hate how it jumps so much. Okay, whimsical chair. Should we get the big things first, shall we? So it's 300, 200. Oh, we might be able to just clear everything. 200, 200. Yep, bump, 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 bump. Done. Good. Excellent. Which means that the next things to get will actually be, like, skins for our van. You know what? Sure, we'll do that straight away, because that looks cool. Change our van styling. Oh, and of course that's a radical rebrand. That is, of course. Don't have any washer skins, and you don't seem to buy them. Yeah, washer cosmetics. Oh, here we go. Only for the pro, though. Right. Okay, we've got to work our way up to those. That'll do for now.